What's up, everyone? Thanks for clicking on this video. We're back at it with a new video. We're going to do a reaction video to the Taylor Schabusiness. I think I'm saying her name correctly. I may misspeak, but this is the famous trial that is, the jury just came out with a verdict yesterday. I just saw the news about it. I thought it'd be a great video to make a reaction to. Like, share, comment, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. If you're a returning viewer, make sure you are still subscribed to me with that notification bell turned on. And if you'd like to help me out even further with the YouTube algorithm, be sure you watch this video to the very end. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. A little bit of backstory without getting into too much graphic detail. Try to keep it, child friendly. So this was the lady that was charged with dismembering her boyfriend. So this trial was in Wisconsin. This is the lady here, Taylor. She has been all in the news here lately. Anytime I've clicked on the news, I've seen little headlines of it. And one of them I've seen was a headline of her actually attacking her lawyer during the middle of the trial. I mean, it's hard to believe. And this is even her dad. Her dad's obviously did something. I'm not sure what he's done, but he's locked up. They actually brought him in for questioning as well. And what is she doing? I know it's your dad, but it's on television. She's made some very, very interesting faces. So without further ado, let's get into the video
Has
here.
reached a verdict, is that correct? Yes. Right. If you would hand that to the bailiff then, please.
She's smirking.
Okay. First verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 1 of the information, dated this date, July 26, 2023, signed by the foreperson. Second verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of mutilating a corpse as charged in count 2 of the information, dated this date, July 26, 2023, signed by the foreperson. The next verdict reads, we, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Schabusiness, guilty of third-degree sexual assault as...
And in case you're wondering, it only took the jury 30 minutes to deliberate and come to this conclusion. It gets better. Check it out.
Charged in count 3 of the information, dated this date, 26th day of July, 2023, signed by the foreperson. The verdicts appear to be in order.
You notice the cop here, right here on the side? That is probably because of that right there. You notice he is nearly sitting on top of her. Literally sitting right on top of her. I mean, yeah, I mean, you think of all these different things of movies and TV shows. Is she going to grab a pen? You notice they don't have anything sitting in front of her. So, and it's pretty crazy.
Either of the parties request that I poll the jury. Mr. Saunders?
No.
Mr. Freilich?
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do what's called polling the jury. It's a very simple process. All I'm going to do is go down the line and ask each of you if this is your verdict. Your answer is either yes or no. I'm going to start in the back corner, ma'am. Are these your verdicts? Yes. Ma'am, 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 are these your verdicts? Yes. Sir, are these your verdicts? Yes. Ma'am, are these your verdicts? Yes. In the front to the right, ma'am, are these your verdicts? Yes. Sir, are these your verdicts? Yes. Sir, are these your verdicts? Yes. Sir, are these your verdicts? Yes. Ma'am, are these your verdicts? Yes. Okay, the jury has now been polled.
Majority women jury too. I didn't get the full exact count. I was kind of got off for a second, but majority of the jury is women on this jury. This is not a men only jury. So
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, for today, your tasks are concluded. We're going to start tomorrow morning on the second phase, at which point in the beginning I will give you some further instructions, and then we will get underway on that phase. The attorneys and I have a few things that we're going to need to take up before that phase starts, so I'm going to ask that you be in the jury room by 9:15. I want to start right at 9:15, and we will hopefully get our matters resolved ahead of that time. But for today, your service is concluded. I am going to, again, read you that instruction that I've done every day since you've started. Please do not communicate with anyone about this trial or your experience as a juror while you are serving on this jury. Do not use a computer, cell phone, or other electronic device with communication capabilities to share any information about this case. For example, do not communicate by blog, email, text message, Twitter, or in any other way on or off the computer. Do not permit anyone to communicate with you, and if anyone does so despite your telling them not to, you should report that to me. I appreciate that it is tempting when you go home in the evening to discuss this case with another member of your household, but you may not do so. This case must be decided by you, the jurors, based upon the evidence presented in the courtroom. People not serving on this jury have not heard the evidence, and it is improper for them to influence your deliberations and decision in this case. After this trial is completed, you are free to communicate with anyone in any manner. We are done for today. Have a good evening. We will see you tomorrow morning at 8:15 or 9:15 sharp. All rise for the jury.
letting the jury leave. And that cop is sitting right on top of her.
Be seated. Is the matter regarding Dr. O'Donnell still a contested issue? I'm seeing nods from the state.
As of last night, yes.
So here's how we're going to handle
He
this.
turned the mic away
Indicated to the jury
from himself.
that I want you to report at 9:15. Mr. Freilich, it's entirely up to you if you want to bring Dr. O'Donnell here tomorrow morning at 8:15 for me to hear from. But I'm going to indicate to you the parameters of where that situation is. I've reviewed your memorandum, which is all I can really work with because this is what you've essentially said to me. This is what he's going to testify about. The first opinion is that Ms. Schabusiness was acutely intoxicated and impaired by acute methamphetamine use at the time of the alleged asphyxiation. The problem I'm having with that assertion is I'm not sure it's relevant given the status of the intoxication defense. So I'm not sure that having you here is going to assist you in that, but and I need you to understand where I am regarding that topic before you decide that's what you want to bring it here for. The next point is that the long-term and excessive use of methamphetamine has chronic brain damage consequences. The problem with that situation is I don't know that he is competent to diagnose chronic brain damage. So while he could assert that long-term excessive use of methamphetamine has chronic brain damage consequences, I don't think he's going to be qualified to testify.
You hear the court reporter.
That
That's the typing. That's not me.
I can say to a reasonable degree of certainty used in my profession that Ms. Schabusiness has chronic brain damage. Frankly, I think the only opinion that's been asserted regarding
No emotion. Look at those eyes. No emotion whatsoever on her face. I mean, it's like just there. That's cold.
her mental health condition as far as a diagnosis is bipolar, and that was done at Nicolay, and there's some dispute about whether that was an accurate diagnosis, but I don't know that one would qualify bipolar as being a chronic brain damage. So I'm concerned that if he's going to come in and start opining about that, that the connection won't be made. And then, of course, even if he is able to say that she does have chronic brain damage, the next step he has to take is that somehow that impacted responsibility. And I think there's a concern there as well. But I'm putting you on notice of that view that I'm starting to develop.
Man, they're
regarding
focusing
some
on his
issues
bald
you bring
spot.
to
Come
me.
on, cameraman.
The second bullet point is that long-term adolescent
Gosh.
use of marijuana arrests brain development. Again, I'm not familiar with the diagnosis that any qualified psychologist or other professional qualified to make such a diagnosis has actually made in this case. I don't know that one equates brain development with bipolar. I've never heard that, but I'm not an expert.
Neither am I.
So the notion that you can opine that someone who uses marijuana as an adolescent might have brain damage, I'm not sure is going to be useful to this jury because we don't know if your client has that. And the next step is, how does that affect responsibility? And I'm not sure he's qualified to give that opinion either. The next bullet point is, Ms. Schabusiness was not treated with psychotropic drugs to control or mitigate her psychiatric illnesses. He certainly, and again, I want to say, I'm satisfied that he's qualified as a pharmacologist. I'm not questioning his qualifications as that. He certainly reviewed his CV and listened to his testimony at the prior hearing, and he's a qualified pharmacologist for sure. But as far as psychiatric illnesses, again, the only thing that I've heard about from the testimony in the records is a bipolar diagnosis at Nicolay, which these other psychologists have repeated. So that the only thing that one could conclude from this assertion is that she was not treated with psychotropic drugs to control or mitigate her bipolar disorder. And then the question is, how does that impact responsibility? Many people have bipolar, so the next question you have is does someone who has bipolar, will the consequences be that you're unable to appreciate the responsibility in a criminal case?
That's a good
That's
point.
another
But
concern I have with whether he's going to be qualified to even testify about that. The next point is psychotropic drugs do have efficacy in a large percentage.
it's coming to the end of that video. Yeah, that's her defense. I haven't read a whole lot on the trial and all the stuff that has happened, but it sounds like her lawyer was, they were trying to say it was the medication she was on, the illegal drugs she was taking, and smoking marijuana and all this other stuff that she was possibly on to cause her to do that. But I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I don't think so. It's just pure evil, in my opinion. Pure evil. And then you also have the video of her in court. This was a few months ago. Same person. Was she on something in court? I highly doubt it. Check this out. So they didn't get a good camera shot of it. They go up there, and then the next thing she knows, she attacks her lawyer. Was drugs involved there? I don't know. I mean, yeah, people can get drugs in prison, but that's the whole reason. Look, she's even fighting with the cop. There's that face again. That face, man. Whew. That's pure evil there. Like nothing happened.
Watch.
Like nothing happened at all. So that's crazy. That's a tough one to watch. I mean, the stuff I've heard about it. I watched the officers' camera footage of them actually discovering the head. So yeah, there's a lot to this case. Pure evil out there in the world, guys. My reaction to the whole thing is, man, stay close to people. There's mental health problems all over, even in your neighborhood that you're in. Be there for one another. Stay safe. People sometimes need help, and you don't have to be the one to give them help, but you can be there to guide them or even call somebody to help them. Do what you can to help your neighbors out, your family out. Hey, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Hit the subscribe button right below this video. Thank you.